ain't have nothing to do with me nor Kirk. Them bitches was coming at you about your because they had too much ammo for you.
Don't act like you didn't say that.
I wasn't there. And I damn sure ain't gonna come to somebody about they awesome.
There was an obvious tension in the room, a storm building beneath the surface of what should have been a typical taping of the popular reality show. The team was there, the lights were bright, and the cameras were rolling. However, everything surrounding Rasheeda and Yandy appeared to dissolve into the background. There were only the two of them engaged in a long-awaited combat. Although Yandy had always been a strong woman, the gravity of the situation tonight made her feel as though she could lose her cool. The drama between them had always revolved around Mendices, but it had never been this intense or intimate. And now it seemed like everything was falling apart in front of the cameras. For years, Rasheeda had been a constant in Yandy's life as a confidant and friend. However, their relationship with Mendices had never been straightforward. The past between Rasheeda and Mendices was indisputable. It was an inseparable connection, a shared history that had always simmered beneath the surface. But things started to change after Mendices started dating Yandy. After initially attempting to be encouraging, Rasheeda soon began to doubt Mendices' loyalty and the decisions he was making. And suddenly the gloves were falling off as the cameras recorded every second. As Rasheeda's comments slashed through the air, Yandy could feel the heat rising in her chest. Their friendship had been characterized by more than simply their customary pleasant banter and teasing. This actually happened. Over time, Rasheeda's contempt for Mendices' decisions had intensified, and she was no longer holding back. As though Yandy's relationship with Mendices was some sort of personal betrayal, every glance and every remark felt directed at her. "Are you really going to sit here and defend him, Yandy?" There was disbelief in Rasheeda's voice. "After everything he's done, you're still going to act like he's your knight in shining armor." Even though Yandy's blood was boiling, she forced herself to remain composed since she knew that now was not the moment to allow her feelings to run amok. However, the pain was present and blazing intensely. Rasheeda had always been ready to blame Mendices for their troubles and eager to point out his shortcomings. Now, though, it seemed to be an assault on her, as though Rasheeda was doubting her judgment, her decisions, and everything that had brought her this far. "Why do you always have something to say about Mendices?" Yandy's voice trembled with the annoyance she had been suppressing for too long, despite her hard remarks. "This relationship isn't about you. I'm the one who must bear the consequences of his errors and baggage, and his past, so don't sit here and try to act like you know what's best for me." Rasheeda rolled her eyes and scoffed. However, Yandy had reached her breaking point and wasn't done yet. With her heart at stake, now was not the moment to be defensive. "You have been observing from the sidelines, passing judgment on both him and myself." Yandy went on, her voice getting louder by the second. "You've always had your opinions, but you've never been in our shoes. You don't know what we've been through, what I've had to forgive, and yet here you are, acting like you have all the answers." The air was heavy with unspoken animosity and unsolved problems, and the tension between the two women was electrifying. The focus had shifted from Mendices to something more profound that had been brewing for years. Yandy's relationship with Mendices had always been shadowed by the rivalry, the unsaid jealousy, and Rasheeda's presence in his life. Rasheeda shot back, her eyes narrowing as her face contorted in rage. "You believe that you are the only person who has had to cope with Mendices' predicament? Do you really believe that I have no idea what it's like to be in a relationship with someone who consistently makes mistakes? We've been harmed by him, and I'm sick of you acting as though he's changed. Yandy, you're allowing him to pull you down." Yandy felt the ground shift beneath her as the words struck her like a slap in the face. She wanted to strike out, to yell at Rasheeda for all the suffering she had caused, but she refused to let anyone enjoy her breaking because the world was watching and the cameras were on them. On the inside, though, it seemed like everything was collapsing. The drama that had always trailed them, Rasheeda's persistent meddling, and the mistakes made by the Mendices. Everything was too much. It felt like the dam was about to explode tonight, despite Yandy's best efforts to keep it together. Their argument heated up, with accusations flying and voices raising. The crew, aware that they were watching the disintegration of something far more significant than a rivalry between two women, stood in the background, unsure of how to get in. It was the breakup of a partnership, a struggle for dominance, and a struggle for respect that had been building for years. The dispute ultimately lacked a definitive conclusion. Rasheeda's rage simmered beneath the surface as Yandy walked off, fatigued and angry. The fallout was captured by the cameras that continued to roll. The real fight, however, had only just begun for Yandy. It wasn't only about Rasheeda or Mendices. It was also about figuring out how to get through the disaster that had become her life and if she could ever trust anyone again, including herself. It appears like Yandy's fight to keep her family together may have been lost. Rumor has it that Mendices has finally returned to his true love, Erica, because he is tired of referring to her as his wife. Others are even speculating that they may already be married. This is becoming rather messy, to be honest. In addition to reprimanding Mendices for offending her, Yandy is also giving Erica a strong warning to keep out of her affairs. Her to leave her man, or else it will be on sight when they meet. It is well known that Yandy's pride is the only thing holding her in her marriage. And now that Mendices has moved in with Erica, it appears Yandy has lost all self-control. Please have a seat and allow me to explain this tea to those who haven't yet. Earlier this year, Mendices was freed from prison following his incarceration for drug-related offenses. Yandy stood her ground and managed everything alone, with N's support, to keep the family together while he was in prison. After all the effort and sacrifice she made while he was incarcerated, we all believed Yandy would finally be able to enjoy her marriage. She even sought therapy to address the problems in their marriage since she was so committed to making it work. However, as the adage goes, a cheater is a cheater forever. Mendices chose to focus on Yandy's worst rival, Erica, rather than loyally repaying Yandy for keeping the family together. In case you missed it, the reason why Erica and Yandy have been at odds for years is obvious. Mendices has failed to establish limits with Erica. You've likely observed Yandy's constant denial about her marriage's condition if you've been following the Mendices, Erica, and Yandy love triangle. She believes she is the only woman in Mendices' life because of her vanity and conceit, even though she knows in her heart that he is still seeing Erica and hasn't been completely honest with her. She is skilled at seeming as though everything is ideal, but we are all aware that things aren't always as they seem. In reality, Erica and Mendices had been together for a long time before Yandy entered the picture. Mendices' first baby mom, Samantha, disclosed that Erica was one of the few women he truly loved, demonstrating how much he cared for her. According to Erica, she and Mendices used to live together, travel together, have matching passports, and even got to know his whole family. She was so devoted to him that she even assisted in raising his first child while Samantha was away. But Mendices needed someone with stability and a clear future plan when things weren't going well. He met Yandy at that point, and they were married. Mendices continued to communicate with Erica even after he married Yandy. According to sources, Mendices has broken up with Yandy, moved out of their house, and moved in with Erica in order to resume their relationship now that he is free from prison and has a stable income. In all honesty, I don't believe Yandy is deserving of the treatment she is receiving from Mendices. She kept him in check, resolved all of his problems, and became embroiled in baby mama drama that she had no business being involved in. She also had to put up with Mendices' mother's contempt and put in a lot of effort to raise his kids, all for him to tell her that he was married for duty rather than love. He freely acknowledged that he never would have stood by her side or kept the family together the way she did for him if their roles had been reversed.
Had nothing to do with me nor Kurt. Them bitches was coming at you about your because they had too much ammo for you.
Don't act like you didn't say that.
I wasn't there. Now damn sure ain't gonna come to somebody about they on some half